As we look ahead to the return of Doctor Who for 3 60th anniversary specials, no celebration could be complete without us hearing from the one and only Russell T Davies. Here he is. Oh, Russell, what a night.
Well, I think you can hear from the 15th Doctor's theme that we're coming back subtler than ever. Do you think? Isn't that great? I love that music.
I think we get an idea of his character then.
Yeah,
how would you describe his character?
Oh, it's too soon. Joe, don't do this to me. It's too soon. But, I mean, you've seen a lot of Shooter. You can tell a lot from him. But honestly, save the surprise. And we've got the 14th Doctor coming back first. Don't rush.
Okay.
How many times do I tell you, Joe, don't rush?
I've been doing this all my life, trying to ask you questions, trying to get the secrets out of you, and you never do. You never do. Going back almost 20 years to when you first relaunched Doctor Who, let's do that, after a 16-year gap, did you have a clear idea of how you wanted the music to sound?
Well, yes, we knew we wanted a big, full-blooded production. I worked a lot with Murray Gold. I worked with Murray on Queer as Folk back in 1999, and we love each other. He's nuts, and I love him. And I obviously wanted him on board, and I think Murray is so brilliant at this that the music kind of gets to the heart of what's going on. Basically, it's not about those actors yapping away with the dialogue. It's about, I wish we could, what's so brilliant about listening to the band tonight is I wish it was always this full volume. I wish it was this loud. And we just did away with the dialogue. And 1 year, right, okay, series, let me think, series 4. Okay, I'm going to write an episode that's all music with no dialogue.
Series 4, so
yeah.
You're going to be doing it in
we're planned ahead.
4
We want
series.
Series 3. There's no room in Series 3.
He's doing 4 series, we've got that.
All right. We should do that. We should do that last time. We should do that.
So the big news is that you are now back in charge. Was it a no-brainer for you to come back?
It was a bit. It's like we've all, I mean, the truth is, I remember Doctor Who when I'm like 3 years old. I visually remember it. So when you leave the job and someone says, will you ever write a Doctor Who story again? You're kind of contractually obliged to say no, because there's someone else doing the job. But it never goes. It's like thinking. It's like breathing. Of course I think of Doctor Who stories all the time. And the BBC had decided to set up a whole great big new future with it. It was a bit scary. I thought of it going out into the future with someone who didn't know that there are rules. There are things you can do. There are things you can't do. And pushing against those rules is part of the job as well. But I was really keen to kind of make sure it didn't just get thrown to the lions, as it were. So, I make myself sound marvellous, don't I? Hooray! I'm just brilliant, hooray!
You sound almost like the Doctor.
Yeah, but it was a joy, absolute joy. We've had so much fun. Yeah.
Okay, so what are you going to tell us then about what we have to look forward to?
Nothing.
Oh. Where do you take us over the next series? The
first
series?
Gosh,
is there anywhere?
It's fun. It's the same. What I'd like to tell you, actually, it is the same old Doctor Who. It's kind of bigger and bolder, but you know, it's still daft. It's still got jokes in it. It's still nuts. It still comes back to the streets of Cardiff very often. It really is the same old show. I hope a brand new audience comes in to watch it, and we all hope that, every single one of us, all of our. It's been brilliant tonight to sit there next to Stephen Moffat, next to Chris Chibnall, the showrunners, my friends and my colleagues who've always had to relaunch this show.
Why do you think, I mean, Doctor Who is now 60 years old, why do you think it is still so successful?
It's so unique. There's actually nothing like it. It's quite amazing in its entire history that nothing's come along and copied it. You can look at a lot of science fiction shows, look at vampire shows and zombie shows. They're all kind of related to each other. There is nothing like this. No one's actually copied it because it's nuts, because it's strange, it is eccentric, it is absolutely unique. And I think that calls out to you when you're 8 years old and beginning to realize that you're unique, that sometimes you think you're the only person in the world, sometimes you think you're the only person who can think. And round about that time, you see this very individual show with a very remarkable lead character, whether it's a man, it's a woman, it's just so unique. And I think something wraps itself into your soul at that age and never lets go. And may it never let go.
Please, for the wonderful Russell T Davies, thank you so much. I'm Jo Whiley, and for me, speaking as a long-time Whovian, like lifetime Whovian, it's been the biggest privilege to be here tonight to celebrate 60 years of a uniquely British institution in this special concert at the Hodnott Hall here in Cardiff. Thank you to all our guests and the stars of the show, the BBC National Orchestra of Wales and the BBC Singers, conducted by Alistair King. And, of course, look out for those Doctor Who specials coming to our screens very soon. It's all looking very promising. Of course, we couldn't possibly leave you without hearing the iconic theme that has heralded every single episode of Doctor Who for the past 60 years. And that's exactly what we're about to hear for the very first time in its latest incarnation for 2023. I know, right? Good night.